East Save Jerseyans, Brian McGovern here again. We're in Bergen County, day 2 of our trip up here to visit some of these districts. Today we're in the 36 with Senate candidate Don Diorio, so thanks for sitting down with us. Okay. Caught him on his way out to knock doors today.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you very much. Don, I'll just jump right into it. You've run for this seat before. Assembly, excuse me. So you've run in this district before.
Correct.
What made you decide to want to take on Paul Sarlo this time?
Yeah. Well, look, if you listen to what I've heard, or if you've heard what I've heard, when I knock on doors and speak at various events, that's the answer right there. Jobs, the economy. This senator, in his term, or his previous terms and current term included, has done very little to help the people here in South Bergen and in District 36 with respect to growing jobs and growing the economy within the state. It took a governor like Chris Christie and a lieutenant governor like Kim Guadagno to step up and try and help all of us. Now, your question was why I decided to run. Well, because I've heard these pleas in 07, heard them in 9, okay, which was actually a worse situation because of the recession, and canvassing friends, neighbors, relatives. I heard the same thing over and over again. So I said, you know what? It's time to take this man on and try and make a real difference. I know that sounds like a cliche. Call it what you will. That is the bottom line: jobs and the economy, and helping our state.
All right. Well, taking on Sarlo is not an easy task. You know that. I mean, I've seen his billboards around. He spends a tremendous amount of money. I mean, no matter what had happened, however many contributions you could get, the likelihood of you being outspent was almost a certainty. So what was your strategy, knowing that you were going up against all that money?
Simple. Hard work. And using social media, which I assume he's using as well, but whatever. It's through the hard work of myself, my running mates, our volunteers, and our party. That's why I knock on doors mostly 7 days a week. Of course, Saturdays and Sundays all day, except for today when I'm speaking with you. But shortly I'll be out there actually with the mayor of Carlstadt. We'll be in two of the, well, the only two council candidates, and we'll be in Carlstadt for a while. Then I'll move on and meet up with some of the freeholder candidates, and we'll work within their towns, assuming they're in 36, and I think they will be later on this afternoon. So that's it. It's hard work, social media, interviews like you're having with me today, and I thank you again for this opportunity. And our limited mailing that we have, that's what we do.
Okay.
Telephone calling.
I mean, you've clearly knocked on a lot of doors. Any idea how many you've knocked on so far?
Oh, several thousand.
Wow.
Yeah,
all right.
Several thousand.
You've been going since the summer, I guess?
Actually, I picked up the pace. When I say that, I mean this. In 2009, I think, by the time Election Day came around, we were somewhere around 4,000 doors.
Wow.
An earlier start. This was a later start, so I had to really work quickly. And now I'm really picking up the pace.
All right.
So, and that's the most motivating, I think, part of campaigning, at least for me anyway. Because when I knock on your door, I know I have about 10 to 15 seconds to hold you, okay, or to grab your attention. So I quickly introduce myself, I tell you why I'm here, and I ask you to please support me on the Republican ticket on November the 8th. And then I wait. And oftentimes people want to be engaged. They want to tell you what's on their mind. They don't know me. They don't know me even from perhaps the media, okay, because we don't get a heck of a lot of media coverage.
Right.
But many people want to engage. It's the same thing over and over again. Jobs, state economy, real estate taxes. In fact, if you don't mind, I'd like to relate a quick story to you.
Absolutely, go for it.
This occurred in Lyndhurst. I knocked on a person's door. A woman came to the door. I assume she was probably 70 or 75 years old. And I, of course, told her who I was, why I was there. And she said, my husband and I are retired, and we thought we'd have a pretty comfortable life in retirement together. And she said, unfortunately, it's become a struggle. And it's because of our property taxes, which are skyrocketing. Right. And we know that to be a fact in Lyndhurst. she said, "Can you help me?" And she put her arms around me and began to cry. Now, if I could have, I think I would have paid her taxes for her. Okay, I don't think that's what she wanted actually. Her plea was, "I just can't make it here." And for someone in that age bracket to, and I'm not far behind, to pick up and move out of state to try and find a location to live in that's more affordable is unlikely.
Right.
So she and her husband are really up against it. And she sobbed, and her husband came out, and he was kind of teary-eyed, and then I began to cry. So this is, there's this kind of message that you hear. It really is moving.
Right.
And if we can work with the governor and the majority in the legislature to help people or help municipalities overcome these challenges that they have, by growing the state economy, then perhaps people like that woman and her husband would have a better chance for a fulfilling life in retirement.
Right. Well, hopefully you'll get the chance to help her.
Yeah, I will.
Thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
And get out there and knock some more doors, I guess.